Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the first day of the Unbreakable Reset Challenge. That's right, y'all. That's right. We turning it up today. We gonna bring in all the sound effects and everything because it is time to go, y'all. It is time to go. This is an important time for all of us because we are, just coming into a special time of year. It's a special time of year where, maybe you're thinking about how can I start to think about my fitness and my health in a different way, right? And that's really important. And with this Unbreakable Reset Challenge, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start thinking about our fitness and our health and our healthy lifestyle in a different way. What's going on? My name is Tony Jacobson, and I am an author, a certified personal trainer, adaptive fitness coach, a motivational speaker. I just so happen to DJ as well. And, that's why I got all these cool sound effects and things that I bring to the party, but it's all about being unbreakable. And that is what we're talking about today. As a fitness coach, I started Unbreakable Body, many years ago where I wanted to help other people who may have limitations in life. I live with a disability called osteogenesis imperfecta. Go ahead and say that 5 times fast. Go ahead. I'm waiting. That's right. It is osteogenesis imperfecta, and it is basically, in layman's terms, it's known as brittle bone disease. So what does that mean? It means my bones are fragile. It means that, more than that is fragile because OI is actually a collagen disorder, so it affects all the systems in the body. And so, but mostly it affects the strength of the bone. So I have personally, fractured about 75-ish times. And I like to add the ish because, at some point as an OIer, we all stop counting our breaks, especially once we get past a certain amount. And so I think I'm about 75 around there, and we're going to keep it that way. And, I've lived a life that has its ups and downs where it's been, I spent a lot of my life not being in tune with my physical being. I was in tune with it in a different way. I was in tune with it through my disability, meaning my disability was really kind of dictating how I was going to live life and how I was going to be physical in the world. And so, as I've been going through my life, it wasn't until I was around 40 years old when, through a health scare, had an issue with my heart. And through that scare, luckily it wasn't anything major, but through that, I completely transformed my life. I, decided that it was time to learn how to embrace my disability to get and stay healthy. So that's what I did. And that was, just about 11 years ago. 11 years ago. Wow. It seems like just yesterday. But it was 11 years ago when I went through my transformation, my personal transformation. And I'd love for you to read all about it in my book, Disable Your Disability. That's it right there. Disable Your disability, live the healthy life you deserve. And through that, through going through my own transformation and really wanting to give back, really wanting to, have others go through what I've been through, I wanted to really do it in the right way. So I went and I got certified as a personal trainer. And I went through the motions of what does that mean to learn about how to work with other people with disabilities and limitations. Because, yes, there's disabilities in general, but then there's people that just have certain mobility limitations. And so I was able to kind of bridge that gap. And now I'm working with all sorts of people. So it's really great to be able to help out as many people as I can. So through that entire journey of, going through what I've been through, it has really, stuck with me that this is an ongoing process. This is, getting healthy is one thing, staying healthy is another. And so through understanding that, it needs some sort of a spark, some sort of a liftoff, some sort of a reset, right? A reset. See what I did there? This is why I created the Unbreakable Reset Challenge, because, I wanted to do something, number one, that was free for everybody to join and for everybody to come and be a part of, to really recharge this motivation, recharge the mindset, recharge our movement, and think about all of these things in a brand new way for you so that you can reset your entire healthy living your healthy lifestyle. And trust me, you can have a healthy lifestyle. So maybe you're out there right now and you don't believe it, right? You're like, man, I don't think I can have a healthy lifestyle. Trust me when I tell you, you can. I was in your same position. Before I went through my transformation, man, I was very unhealthy. I was in the unhealthy state, like just beyond my disability. So with my disability, that added on to my lack of mobility. But even beyond that, man, I was overweight. I was having stomach problems all the time, like heartburn. I was having pain constantly. I attribute a lot of that to the disability, but I was having pain, lower back, in my legs. Walking was a challenge, put it that way. I was mobile and I was walking, but to do it was a challenge every single day, and it felt that way. And I was very much like, what can I do to change this? What can I do to, have something healthier? But trust me, when I was in that moment before, I didn't think that I could do it. I didn't think that I could be healthy because I was just in a state of not being healthy. So if you are in that state right now, I want to hear from you. Get into the comments on the video right now. You're watching it on YouTube. Get into the live chat and let me know kind of where you're at right now. Where do you feel you are in your healthy journey? Do you feel you can't even get there? Are you possibly, ready to get there and you're looking for ways to get there? What is it? Where are you in your journey? So I can kind of get a grasp on everyone that's watching, because this is for you. This is for you. This challenge is for you to really, get to where you need to be in the recharge. And so today, in this first session, I want to talk to you about the puzzle of a healthy lifestyle. The puzzle of a healthy lifestyle. So what does that mean? What does that mean? So I definitely want to make sure that you have downloaded your worksheets. Have you downloaded your worksheets yet? The worksheet for today is the mindset reset, shaping the big picture. Looks like this. So I want you to download your worksheet because we're going to get to that near the end of this presentation, of this portion of this session. And I want you to make sure you've got that because we are going to kind of go over that. So the puzzle of a healthy lifestyle. It's so funny because my wife just got me this puzzle and it's so cool. It's a wooden puzzle and I can't wait to get into it. And it's so funny because we talked about this and she got this for me even before I think I titled this session because I don't know. I don't know the timing exactly, but it's great because the puzzle actually arrived this week. And so I'm so excited because I can use it as a visual to show you. So the puzzle of a healthy lifestyle, what does it mean, right? What we want to do is we want to start visualizing our health journey as a puzzle. Okay, we want to start visualizing our health journey as a puzzle. And if you look at the puzzle like this, it's crazy because this is how we feel sometimes our health journeys are, right? First of all, we're like, there's no way that I'm solving this. This is crazy because look at all this. Like, what is that? What is that, right? You look at like these little pieces and you're like, what is that? And it doesn't make any sense. Right? So to solve this puzzle, though, we can solve it. This puzzle can be solved. These pieces do fit together, but how do we do it? How do we do it? The first thing we have to remember when it comes to solving the puzzle, right? It looks confusing. It's very confusing and overwhelming when you see a puzzle like this. And maybe your health journey is feeling like that right now, especially if you're just starting out. But you have to remember, to solve the puzzle, you first need to see the big picture first. You need to see the big picture. Like, what does that mean, right? It means this. What is on the box? What's on the cover of the box of every puzzle that you receive? It's the actual assembled picture of what the puzzle is supposed to look like. That's right. So now, now that we see what the puzzle looks like, this automatically doesn't seem as challenging because you actually have a roadmap. You actually have the final puzzle. Isn't that a cool picture? I can't wait to put this puzzle together. This one looks so good. Shirley's saying on the chat real quick that she's trying to find the worksheet. Shirley, if you're in the community, just go to the docs section. Go to the section that says docs, and you'll see it in there. Or in the reset community thread, you'll see the links. If you just scroll down a little bit in the thread, you'll see the links to get to those docs that you'll be able to download. So they're right in that section. Thanks for asking, just in case someone else is watching and they want to get to it as well. If you're in if you're in the FB group, same thing. Just scroll down a little bit and you'll see the links to the documents there. I appreciate that question. So it's all about assembling these pieces of your healthy life. What are the pieces that are involved in your healthy lifestyle so that you can get to this, so that you can get to the final picture? And so what it's about is actually taking all of the pieces and systematically assembling them, right? That's what we need to focus on. So why does the big picture matter? Why does the big picture matter? Many people, start their health journey focusing on small details. And it totally makes sense. Like you try a trendy diet that you see on Instagram, right? You see something online or social or a friend, they're doing a trendy diet, so they want to try it. Or they just try a new workout routine that they might see again on social, or get something from a friend that's like, oh, just try this thing. But they don't do it with a clear sense of how it's going to fit into the overall goal of what you're trying to achieve. And so a lot of people, they don't know what the overall goal is. The overall goal is, right? So they just kind of grab a piece and they just kind of do it. Like, oh, here's a trendy diet. Oh, here's a trendy workout. And look, I don't even know how these pieces fit together. I don't even know if they're part of my healthy lifestyle goal. So that's what people do. It's like trying to solve this puzzle, but grabbing these random pieces without looking at the box cover first, without looking at the goal first. So for me, it was, it was exactly this along the way. It was exactly this along the way as I was, going through life with my disability, number one. And then when it was time to, really kind of make a change, I had to go through that too, because I remember there were times when I was younger and I used to work out with my friend Nolan. Cool dude, one of my best friends. I've known him like forever. I would go and try and work out with him. And maybe I would try and do what he was doing. And, he's a great dude and he was helping the best that he could to guide me, but he only knew like his body. So he would do exercises that were meant for him. So I actually got hurt a couple times in the gym trying to do a workout. And so, I learned really quickly that wasn't the puzzle piece that I needed, right? That wasn't the puzzle piece that I needed for my health journey. So I say that because I didn't know what the overall goal was. I didn't know what my box cover was. I needed to really think about that. And so I didn't have any clear vision of that when I was younger. And then when I really went to go through my transformation, I hired a personal trainer because even trainers need trainers. And so when I hired my personal trainer and we sat down and really put my goal together and talked about my puzzle, then I was able to piece together all of the pieces that made sense so that they would go together. And this was very helpful because once you do this process, it eliminates frustration. It eliminates frustration and it really helps you make better choices for your health. So you're not just running into all of these different things that you think are going to work for you. Okay? So when you have a clear vision of what your healthy lifestyle looks like for you, it's really easier to focus on the steps that'll get you there. You hear what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. So every puzzle has different pieces. Every puzzle is going to have a different piece. And every person that's going through this, every person's health journey, their fitness journey is unique. It's unique to them. But there are, common pieces that are within every healthy lifestyle journey. And so I want to talk about those right now. The first is your mindset. This is going to be common no matter who you are or what health journey you're on. And I always start with the mindset because that is, because the mindset is the most important piece. If you've read my book, if you haven't read my book yet, Disable Your Disability, that's why literally that's the first section I go into after my story. I talk about mindset because until you really look at the mindset piece of the puzzle, you're not going to really start making any big moves. So mindset, the way that you think about yourself and your abilities, the way that you think about those things. Not talking about the actual abilities themselves, but the way that you think about the ability. So that's a big piece of it. The next piece is habits. The small, consistent actions that you take daily. That is another piece of the puzzle. I'm going to lay these out here. Let's keep some pieces out. Okay, so mindset, and I've got habits. Okay, so now the next piece is movement. This one we're going to call movement. And now movement, this is literally, how you incorporate and how you start to exercise and the physical activity in your life, how you start to, do those actual things, the actual actions of the movement, right? That's this one. I hope I'm putting these in the right order here. Okay. The next piece is nutrition. Nutrition, that's right. That's the next piece. I'll go this way. What are you eating? What are you eating? What are you eating? And how is it fueling your body? What is the food? What is your relationship with food? What are your feelings around food? Because trust me, I have a lot of feelings around food, y'all. I do. I'm going to give it some of this because it's good to talk about your feelings around food. And so, emotional eating, you may have heard that term before, and it's a real deal. So, what is the nutrition piece? And what are the actual foods that you're putting into your body? And then the last piece is support. The people, the resources, and the systems that help you stay on track. The systems that help you stay on track, right? So support, I got to grab puzzle piece out of the box. This is a good one because it's kind of bigger than the other ones. This one's going to be support. So that's 5, right? Mindset, habits, movement, nutrition, and support. So those are the initial pieces of your puzzle that you need to put together, that you need to think about. Here they are. I'm trying to hold them up all separate. So I want you to think about this. I want you to, ask yourself, think about which of these pieces do you already have in place and which of these pieces you might need to work on. Because some of us already have certain things in place. Maybe we have the movement, maybe we have nutrition, maybe we have support, mindset, habits, whatever the one piece that you might already have in place, or multiple pieces, I don't know. But which ones do you have in place already, and which ones do you need to work on? All right? The goal is to, the goal isn't to focus on all the pieces all at once, but at this point, it's to identify what's missing, and you have to start there. So even if you have some of them in place, what's missing so that you can get the whole picture, right? Because all of these are pieces of the puzzle. Unless they're all there, you won't be living the healthy lifestyle you deserve. And so this is why you want all these pieces to be in place. So let's talk about it. Jump in the comments. Let me know. Do you have any of these pieces in place? Do you have, which ones are missing for you? Get in the comments right now and let me know, because I want to know. I want to know what you're going through right now. This is for you. This is for you to really start thinking about this stuff. So do you have some of these pieces in place? And which ones do you need to work on? So I'm so happy you're here. It's the Unbreakable Reset, y'all. Let's go. All right. So now we're going to say, and we're going to look at, how do we start assembling? How do we start putting together the puzzle? Because that's what we're here to do, right? How do we start to do it? Well, first of all, we got to look at this. Like I showed you at the beginning, solving a puzzle can feel very overwhelming when there's hundreds of pieces just all sitting in there. And trust me, even when we talk about each kind of individual piece as, the mindset, the habits, there's not just one mindset piece. There's not just one habit piece. There's not just one nutrition piece. There's a bunch of pieces that are involved in each of those categories, right? So Shirley's saying that she's, doing the movement, but needs help with the nutrition, right? She knows what to do, but she's having trouble doing it. And that's awesome. That's awesome that you got that. Exactly. So now you know which pieces you need to really focus on. So now you can start to put them together. So we want to start thinking about how to put things together. And when it comes to a puzzle, most of the time, where do we start? Where do we start? Can you put it in the comments? Where do we start when you start putting together a puzzle? You've got the picture and you start to put it together. Where do we usually start? That's right, the edges. The edges of the puzzle is usually where people will start, the frame. So these are the foundational habits and mindset shifts. The habits and the mindset shifts are the frame of this puzzle. So I want you, that's right, the edges. Shirley got it. Shirley got it. And that's what we're talking about. That's where you want to start. So the foundational habits and mindset shifts, that's the edges. So what does that mean? Like in practical terms, you want to start there. So if you're just starting out, right? And you want to, of course, we're going to start to assemble the big picture. What does that mean? We're starting with one piece of the puzzle. So say this is nutrition, and you're wanting to start, and it's an edge piece, and you're like, okay, this piece is, I'm going to focus on drinking more water, right? That's the first piece that goes into the puzzle. Then I'm going to focus on another habit of getting to bed on time for my sleep, right? So that's another piece of the puzzle. That's an edge that's going to go together. Then you go and you say, okay, I'm going to do a 5-minute workout every day. Even if it's a stretch, I'm going to do a 5-minute stretch every day. That's the foundational edge that you want. I don't have the edges. I just opened the box, so I don't have the edges. And quite literally, this one, oh my gosh, look at this puzzle. The edges are going to be crazy to look at here. So, maybe that's the edge, right? That's the edge for you. What are those foundational habits and mindset shifts that you can start to make that are the edges of this puzzle? So for me, it was very much about that, about creating habits that were going to create a consistency within my mind and just in my physical space that was going to literally change the way that I operate in life. And so when it came to the mental space, when it came to really thinking about my disability in a different way, that was a huge foundational change for me, but it didn't come easily. I like to call this the gap, and I have a chapter in my book about it where I talk about the time I said, you know what, I need to do something here, otherwise I'm gonna die, y'all, and I ain't trying to die this young, to the time when I actually stepped into a gym and started working out and exercising and eating better and drinking more and sleeping and all of the stuff that came after that. This time in between was a very curious time, very curious, because that's when I was starting to put the edges together of my puzzle. And, at that point, I was just starting to see the big picture. I was just starting to see it. When I got into the gym, when I got with my trainer, that's when I really started to see it. That's when the puzzle really came together. But before that, I was starting to do foundational things through the gap because mentally I had to work on, how do I think about my disability? How do I think about this? This is a physical disability that literally is the opposite. It's brittle bones. It's fragile bones. I break my bones easily. It is the opposite of exercise and lifting heavy weights and moving my body and pushing it and pulling it and doing things like that. It's literally the exact opposite. So there was a lot of work I had to do mentally to get myself prepared for that. And it was really starting to think about my body in a different way. So up until that point, I thought about my body and I thought about my movement in the world. And all I thought about was protecting it, protecting my body. But the truth is, that wasn't what I needed to get healthy. I couldn't move to protect it anymore. I had to start thinking about moving my body to strengthen it. Right? I had to start thinking about my body in a way to strengthen it as opposed to protecting it. Because my entire life up until that point was just protecting my body, like making sure I don't fall, making sure I don't slip, making sure I don't bump into anything too hard. Just protecting. And what that meant is that I didn't really move. But once I changed that mindset and I said to myself, no, I need to think about this differently. How do I strengthen my body? How do I make my muscles bigger and stronger? How do I start to make my legs stronger? How do I move them in a way that makes them stronger? This was a huge breakthrough. This was a huge breakthrough for me. And I know it can be for you too when you really start to think about this. So that was a huge foundational shift. It was one of the edges. It was the huge, one of the 4 edges of my square puzzle at that time. That was a huge part of, solving that edge for me to even step foot into the gym. So that's what I had to do. And then when it came to actual, habits, that changed once I started going to the gym 3 times a week. And I was held accountable by my coach. Because once you have a coach in your corner, if you want to get me in your corner, you know how to do it. If you don't, go to TonyJacobson.com/coaching and you'll find out how. You can get with someone that's going to keep you accountable. Because once you start sharing your journey with people, once you start, letting someone guide you and show you how to do the thing, you're going to be held accountable to that person. So you're going to feel accountable, and you're going to actually stay consistent, because you're not going to want to not only disappoint maybe the other person, but you don't want to disappoint yourself. You want to stay in the game. You want to be like, yo, let's do this. I want to keep going. I want to get healthy. I'm here on a mission, right? Once you get on that mission and you've got someone, then that will help you build those habits. So there's lots of ways to, build those habits and keep them going, and making sure that you stay consistent and you start to build those foundational edges for your puzzle. Right? I love it. I love that I can rock these sound effects for y'all. It's great. So I want you to really think about that. Once you've established the edges of your puzzle, right? Once you get all the edges down, then it becomes much easier to begin filling in the inner pieces one at a time. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. But it has to start here. It's got to start here. The whole picture, the entire picture needs to be there. So I want you to start thinking about it. That's part of this challenge. That's part of what these 2 days are about, or, this is what this whole journey is about. I want you to start doing this. I want you to start doing the work of putting your puzzle together, of putting your vision of the puzzle together, right? What is your box cover? What does your box cover look like? And look, it's going to look different for everybody. We all have a unique journey. We all have our own path to getting to a healthy lifestyle. Mine was mine. Mine was mine. And I've done some really cool things. And that's why now I'm, guiding others and trying to help others do it, because now I know the magic on this other side, right? But you may not even feel like you can live a healthy lifestyle. And I'm here for you. I want you to know that you can. That's why you're part of this challenge. And I want you to start thinking about it. So I want you to download and print out the worksheet for this session and for today, this first worksheet. It's the your mindset reset, okay? And this is going to help you to start to shape your big picture. And what it's going to go through is talking about limiting beliefs, empowering beliefs. And once you kind of get through this exercise on this page right here, you're going to visualize your big picture. You're going to start to see what the big picture is. So download the worksheet, print it out, and get to work. This is what I'm saying. Come on. Get to work, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it. And trust me, this is an ongoing process. This is an ongoing process. But it's all about celebrating these wins along the way, getting our big goal in focus, getting our box cover in focus, learning about what all of those different pieces are going to be. It can feel overwhelming. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help you. So if you want help, you're part of this challenge, you can reach out to me, and I want to be able to help you start to fill in those pieces, right? Start to fill in those pieces, those inner pieces of the puzzle. I can help you even put together the vision if you want. But this is going to start to help you put it together right now. So download the worksheet. Think about what I've talked about in this video. Watch it again if you need to be reminded of everything. But really start thinking about the big picture, all right? So I'm going to just leave just a moment here to not leave. I'm not leaving anywhere, but I want to definitely, give some time for anybody that might be watching live to jump in ask a question. If you have any questions live, awesome. What questions do you have about this puzzle? If you don't have any questions, that's great. Then I've actually explained it well enough. That's actually a really good thing. So if you do have questions, jump into the community and put them in the thread in the community. Start a conversation. What questions do you have? Other people that are part of this reset challenge are going to be in there too. So, you may have a question that other people are thinking, but they might be afraid to ask. There's no dumb questions. We know that. But, some people get a little nervous about asking questions and putting their questions into a community thing. But trust me, if you're in one of my communities, if you're in the Reset Challenge, you're in a safe space. This is a place where we have come to change and make things better. So definitely put your questions in there. I'll be in there and I can answer questions for you too. And I'm just really excited. I'm excited to hear what your experience is about putting your box cover picture together. What is your big picture of the puzzle of your healthy lifestyle? So I can't wait to see what you come up with. Thank you for being here for the first session.